So, try to solve this question today. So interesting question. You see, first of all, we need to find the area of the sector OPQ. Okay, in terms of x, and hence the show the x value. Okay, so the for part A, this is quite easy. The area of a sector, area of a sector is a part of a circle. It is given by half and theta r square, right? Okay. Uh, Remember, if theta is 2 pi, the whole circle, then it will become 1 by 2 into 2 pi into r square. So it will become pi r square. We know this thing, right? Okay, so just want to make sure that we have this thing. Okay, this is the eraser. Erase this whole thing. Okay, so this is the correct formula. Okay, now again back to, okay, so 1 by 2 and theta is 0.8 radian, and then radius is x. So this is x squared. So it will be 0.4 x squared. So we found the area of the sector in terms of x. Now we need to find the value of this x. And we know we are given that the area of this triangle OPQ, sorry, OSR, this area of this triangle, it is 1/5 of the total area. So let's try to find the area of the triangle ORS. Okay, how can we find this area? Area is half into base into hypotenuse. No, not the hypotenuse, sorry, the altitude. Okay, so so the base is 5 into cosine of 0.8 radian. Am I right? Similarly, the height is 5 into sine of 0.8. Okay, I hope I'm not confusing the listeners. Everything is clear here. So it will become 5 times 5, 25, and divided by 2 is 12.5 times sine of 0.8 into cosine of 0.8. We can calculate this thing directly, but I will do a little trick to make it a little more easier. So if 12.5, if I divide it by 2 and multiply by 2, it will become 6.25, and 2 times sine theta cos theta become sine 2 theta, which will become sine of 1.6 radians. Okay, I hope everything is clear here. And this will, and when I do this calculation using my calculator, came out to be 6.2473. Okay, now we know that the total area which we have found as 0.4 x squared, it is 5 times the area of the triangle. So this is 5 times 6.25 into sine of 1.6 radians. So from here we can calculate the value of x directly. X is, it is 5 times 6.25 into sine of 1.6 radians, and then divided by 0.4, and which is the square root of all of it. Okay, so we did this calculation and answer came out to be 8.8369. If I have to approximate it to 4 digits, it will be 3.67. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now, next part B is that we need to find the perimeter of this PQRS. PQR, the shaded area, right? Okay, so now we want to find the perimeter of the shaded area. This is easy. I will start from, let's say, uh, RP, right? So RP is simply X, which is the total length, minus OR, and OR is 5 times, sorry, cosine of 0.8. Okay, I hope it's clear. Okay, similarly, PQ. PQ is the arc length, and this is equal to R theta, and R is X into theta is 0.8. So this is going to be 0.8x. Okay, and then QS. Okay, QS is easiest. It is total length is x minus 5, right? And after SR, SR is the perpendicular distance. So this is equal to 5 times sine of 1.6. 5 times sine of 1.6. Okay, so now this is all very easy. You can use, okay, you substitute the value of x from here and do all this calculation using your calculator. So this is 5.3534, and this is PQ, which is 0.8x. It came out to be 7.06. 90695, so I can move to 6. Similarly, this QS, it is going to be 3.837, and finally SR, which is 500, is 3.3868. And when you add them all together, you get the perimeter, which is 19.847 centimeter. This is also in centimeter. Okay, this is part B. And now let's do part C, which is the area of the region PQSRPQ. So the shaded region, right? Okay, so we can find this by subtracting the total area of the sector from this area by the area of the triangle. So area PQSR, it is equal to the total sector's area is 0.4 x squared. We have calculated it here, minus the area of the triangle ORS. We calculated it over here. So minus 6.2473. We know the value of x, and when you substitute the value of x here, we got the final answer as 24.99 centimeters square. Okay, so I hope it was interesting. We used several concepts here. One of them was the area of a sector. Okay, and again, these are some small things, that how do we find the perpendicular distance and the base of this right angle triangle. Okay. And there's a small trick I use over here. It's not very important here, but I hope you guys know that sine theta into cos theta. In fact, 2 times sine theta cos theta is equal to sine 2 theta. So I use this formula over here and converted 0.8 into 1.6. Okay, so this is all very easy, I guess. And then what else? That's it. Okay. We just use this concept that how to find the area of a sector and perpendicular distance and the distance of the base, and then we can just find the area of the triangle and area, and yes, and arc length. Yes, arc length is also we did over here PQ. Yes, this arc length is also something interesting or new maybe. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.